So number 3 from the first worksheet on antiderivatives, it says if big F of x is equal to ax plus b times e to the x is the antiderivative of small f of x is equal to x e to the x. Okay, so they're asking you what is a and b. Okay, this is the question. Okay, so basically we know that big F is the antiderivative of small f. In other words, small f is the derivative of f, of big F. Okay, so big F of x prime is equal to small f of x. And that's what I have to solve. So let's do the derivative of big F prime. Big F, I mean, the derivative will be, so this is a product rule. So ax plus b prime is just a times e to the x plus the ax plus b times e to the x prime, which is just e to the x. Okay, so far so good?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to combine, I'm going to distribute everything. So I will get a e to the x plus ax e to the x plus b e to the x. Okay, which means it's a plus b times e to the x plus a e to the x. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, so I want this to be equal to x e to the x. So right away, this has to be 1. And this has to be 0. There's no choice. You understand?
Yeah.
That's it. So a equals 1. And therefore, b will be negative 1. And that should be your answer. Was that the answer? I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, that was the answer.
Okay, it's clear. So you do the same process, and you should be able to do b.
Sir?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you got to f prime equals aex plus ax plus b times ex. The third line. No, above that one.
This one? This one?
Yeah, it's this one.
Okay, so
From
this,
the base equation.
Okay, so this, I'm just finding the derivative of that. Okay, so I'm going to redo it. This is a calculus 1 problem. Okay, so if I want to find, I'm going to do it on this side. So if f of x is equal to ax plus b times e to the x, so I'm just going to erase this and put it below space. So if I want f prime of x, so the product rule tells me that it's the derivative of the first right, times the second plus the first times the derivative of the second. You get it? And now this, the derivative of ax plus b is just a, right? The variable is x. And the derivative of e to the x is just e to the x. And that's what I get. That's what. Okay. U prime, I don't know how you learned it in Cal 1, but it's u prime v plus u v prime, or whatever, or v prime, or v prime, or v prime. Sorry. Okay, questions? Faye, you clear with this?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Faye, you understand? It answered?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so number 5, the antiderivative of tangent x dx. Okay, so tangent is equal to sine over cos. Okay, and then you could do a substitution. U is equal to cosine of x. And so the derivative of cosine, so du, derivative of cosine is negative sine x dx. And therefore, sine x dx is negative d. Okay, and I just replace into my integral now. So it's the integral of, so 1 over cos, so 1 over u, times sine x dx, which is negative d. Okay, and I could pull out the minus, so negative integral 1 over u du, and we all know that this is ln of u, so it's going to be negative ln of absolute value of u plus c, and then replace the u back by cosine and we're done. Okay, is that okay?
But the answer is ln of secant x, I think.
Okay, so this is right, but we could also do ln of, and so properties of logs, right? It's tells you that you could put to the minus 1, right? You know this? Okay, you could put the exponent inside, and cos to the power of minus 1 is like 1 over cos, and 1 over cos is c. So both of these answers are correct.
Sorry, sir, where did the minus go?
Why, sorry?
The minus.
The minus, I put it on top here, right? The properties of logs here. Ln, a times ln x is equal to ln of x to the power of a. This is a property A used to. Okay, so there was a minus 1 in front, so that was the a, and so the a put on top here, so the minus 1 went on top of the cosine. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
And here, it's due to the fact that the secant of x is 1 over the cosine of x. That's what happened here. Okay, any questions? Okay, so that's for number 5. Number 6. It's the antiderivative of x2 times 3 power 5x cubed plus 1. Okay. So what are we going to put as u here? Any idea? Any suggestion?
5x3 plus 1.
Yeah, 5x3 plus 1, because the derivative of 5x3 plus 1 is 15x2, and you have an x2 here, so chances are that things will cancel. So let's do it. So u is 5x3 plus 1. So du is 15x2 dx, and therefore x2 dx is equal to du over 15. Okay? And now replace here. So my integral becomes So 3 power u times x to the x, which is, as we know, x to the x is du over 15. So I have 1 over 15 integral of 3 to the u du. Okay, so now my question is, what is the antiderivative of 3 power u?
Isn't it ln u of times 3u? So
Uh,
if
almost. Okay, so the antiderivative of 3 power u, so it's 1 over 15, that doesn't change. So what should I derive to get 3 power u? Well, if I derive 3 power u, I get 3 power u times ln 3. So I'm going to divide by ln 3, so that when I derive 3 power u, the ln 3's cancel. So that's my answer.
Sir,
Yeah.
can you go over that thought process at for like isolating du?
Here,
Yeah. Like just like getting u first off and then making it like dx.
okay, so this thought process of using just determining what u is.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened in my head here is that I noticed two things. First is that I have a function here, 5x3 plus 1, 3 power function. So this is a function of a function. Okay? If I were to derive this piece here, okay, I would have to do chain. Okay, the derivative of 3 power 5x3 plus 1 is 3 power 5x3 plus 1 times ln 3 times the derivative of that. There's a chain. So since there's a chain rule here in this term, right? I see two terms. This term doesn't have a chain rule. This one does. So already I'm more tempted to use a u in this term. Okay, and in the interior function, which is the 5x3 plus 1. That's my first hint. The second hint is that if I do the derivative of this, I get 15x2. And 15x2 is very close to x2. So that's it. I say, oh, it's pretty clear that if I derive this, I'm going to get something like this. And that's what I'm going to choose as. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's always like this. It's not very complicated yet because I'm telling you to use substitution, but soon you're gonna have 3 other techniques and you're gonna have to decide yourself which one to use. You're gonna try and it won't work, try, it won't work. Okay, it's a bit annoying.
Okay.
Okay, you're good until here, everybody? Any questions?
Oh, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't looking when you wrote it down, but why did you write ln the 3 at the last step?
Here on the bottom?
Yes.
Okay, because if you do the derivative of 3 power x prime, okay, so this is equal to 3 power x times ln of this, you know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, if I were to derive 3 power x over ln 3, that would give me 3 power x. Okay, so so from here, I understand that 3 power x over ln 3 prime, right? That's a constant, right? I just divide on the bottom here. I get 3 power x. That's why the antiderivative of 3 power u, the antiderivative of 3 power u is 3 power u over ln 3.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I'm just going to finish the question. And I just have to replace the u by 5x cubed plus 1, and I'm done. So 3 power 5x3 plus 1 over 15 log 3, and that's my answer. Number 7. So the antiderivative of square roots of the arc sine x over 1 minus x2 dx. Okay. So what do we do here? So this is equal to integral of root arc sine x over square root 1 minus x2 dx. See what- There's a u.
The arc sine.
So u is equal to arc sine x, and so du, the derivative of arc sine, is 1 over square root of 1 minus x2 dx. You can see well here. So let's go. So I have becomes the integral of square root of u, right? Square root of arc sine square root of u times dx over 1 dx over square root of 1 minus x2 is just these two is exactly these. And so this is pretty easy now. U power a half, the antiderivative of u power a half is u power 3 over 2 over 3 over 2, the product, the power rule. And so this is 2/3 u, which is arc sine, power 3 over 2. Yes. Any question? Okay. Number 8. Number 8 is the integral x 1 minus x2 dx.
Sir?
Yes, x4, sorry. It's x4, right?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, if I didn't see correctly. You're right, it's x4. Okay, so what we're going to put as a u here, this one's a bit more tricky. So u, I'm going to put x2. That way, when I do the derivative of x2, I get 2x dx. And therefore x dx is equal to du over 2.
How did you get the x2?
How did I get the x2 for u? Okay, because of this, you have to be a bit, you have to have some intuition here. Is the fact that if I derive x2, I get 2x, and that will cancel with the x on top here, right? The x, I do have an x dx.
Oh, I see. You made the x4 into x2 too.
Yeah,
Like
x4 is u squared, basically, right? x4 is u power 2.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna write it now.
Sir,
Yeah,
like when I did it, I factorized like the 1 minus x4 to be like 1 minus x2 and then times 1 plus x2. Does that work as well?
and then what?
Well, and then I did the same, like I did the same thing where
And
you,
then we multiplied it.
well, I did u is equal to x2 and I just put the, like did the
Yeah,
same.
but once you have one on the bottom, you'll have 1 minus u, 1 plus u, and then what?
Well, I just, and then I re-put them together. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 1 over, so square root 1 minus x4, so 1 minus u2, times x dx, which is du over 2. Okay, and that's pretty easy now. 1 over square root of 1 minus u2, I know that this is the arc sine. So I have 1/2 times the arc sine of u plus c. And then I replace the u back by x2 and I'm done. So 1/2 arc sine of x2 plus c. Then integral of x2 square root of 3 minus x dx. Okay, so this is number 10. So what am I going to use as a u? What do you think?
3 minus x.
Let's do u is 3 minus x. So du, right? Why did I choose 3 minus x? Because it's a function of a function, right? 3 minus x is a function. I'm doing the square root of that. Okay, but you're right. If I do the derivative, I don't get x2. You're right. So that's a problem. Okay, so du is negative dx, and so dx is negative du. All good. And now I have a problem because the x2 doesn't. I don't have a du here. I can't express x2 dx as a du. Okay. So any suggestion? I have to be able to express all of this in terms of u's, no x's.
We take the square root
Excuse me.
as well. So the square root of 3 minus x. Because that would make it a power rule. Not a rule. You would have to do a little bit of the chain rule, and then maybe there you can get it divided by x.
What do you mean the square root of?
Like it takes square root of 3 minus x. So like the entire thing
And then what?
as u.
Oh, and then what? That won't work.
That won't work?
You should try, it won't work. Because you'll see when you're going to do the derivative, you're going to get a square root as well. Maybe it will. I don't know, but I doubt it. No, I don't know. Maybe it could. I'm not sure. You have to try. It's possible. Okay, but an easier way to do it is to isolate x here. So if u is 3 minus x, then x is 3 minus u. Okay, and so now I could express everything here in terms of u. So the x I will replace by 3 minus u. So this will be 3 minus u squared, right, because it's x2, times square root of u, times dx, which is negative d. There you go. Okay, so now I have an integral with just u's. And this is not a difficult one. Okay, let's do it. I will open up everything. So this will be 9 minus 6u plus u2 times u power half. And I'm going to put a negative in front, du. Okay, we're good?
Could you explain how you got the 3 minus u to the power of 2 thing?
3 minus u this here,
Like that whole
this,
line.
this step here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just replace the x by 3 minus u. Do you understand that x is 3 minus u from here?
Yeah, yeah.
So the x becomes 3 minus u, so x2, 3 minus u2, right? And then the 3 minus x becomes a u.
Okay, okay.
And then the dx is negative d.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So that's what I have here. Then the next step, I just opened up this square and minus integral. And now I'm going to distribute the u power a half into this trinomial. So I get 9u power half minus 6u power 1 plus a half is 3 over 2. And then plus u power half times u power 2 is u power 5 over 2. And all this times the u. And now I have 3 easy integrals. Okay, we'll continue up here. Actually, I could squeeze another, no, I'll go here, okay? So the so it's minus, and the antiderivative of 9u to the half is 9u to the 3 over 2, okay, yeah, you can see, over 3 over 2, then minus 6, so 3 over 2 plus 1, so it's 5 over 2 over 5 over 2, and then plus u power 5 over 2 plus 1 is u power 7 over 2 over 7 over 2, and all this plus c. Okay, that's it. The only thing left to do is to rewrite u as 3 minus x, and I'm done. So this will be 9.3, so negative 6. So negative 6 times 3 minus x power 3 over 2 minus, so it's plus 12 over 5. 3 minus x power 5 over 2. And then minus 2 over 7 times 3 minus x to the 7 over 2 plus, and that's my answer. Yeah, I don't know what form I put the answer. Maybe I factor out something, but that's okay. That's acceptable. You could probably factor out a 3 minus x power 3 over 2. Okay, Marvin, is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, number that was 10, let's do number 12. I think it's an easy one, so I'm going to squeeze it here. Number 12 is the integral 4x over square root of 3x. Here, there's not even a substitution to be done. So I'm just going to separate the question. Okay, so if I simplify this I could pull out of 4 over root 3 times the integral of x over root x dx. Right, that's what it is in basic algebra. And then x divided by root x is just root x. So it's 4 over root 3 integral of root x, which is just x power a half. And that's it. There's a power rule right away. So there's no substitution to be done here. 4 is times, and then x power 3 over 2 over 3 over 2 plus c. Okay, and this equals to 8 over 3 root 3 times x power 3 over 2 plus 6. So the integral of the square root of 4 minus square root x dx. Okay, so any suggestion? No? Okay, so let me try it. So my guess is that I'm going to have to do probably 2 substitutions here. So I will do think about it. Let's say u is equal to 4 minus square root of x. And so du, the derivative here is negative 1 over 2 root x dx. Yeah, that's good. And so, okay, so this is a bit, these one are tougher. The second part of the worksheet is tougher. And so the x, so dx is what? Is negative 2 root x times du. Okay, I'm just isolating the x. But the square root of x, also I know the square root of x is 4 minus u. And so this means that dx is negative 2 times 4 minus u du. And here's my substitution. Okay, so it's a bit tricky. Let's replace everything now. So I have square root of u times dx, which is negative 2 times 4 minus u d. And that's easy now. Pull out the minus 2, integral of, so root u times 4, so it's 4 times u to the half, minus minus u times u2, sorry, u times root u is u power 3 over 2, we call this u, continue here. I find the antiderivative now, negative 2, so 4 u power 3 over 2 over 3 over 2 minus u power 5 over 2 over 5 over 2 plus c. Okay, so negative 16 over 3 times u, which is 4 minus root x power 3 over 2, and then plus negative 2 times this, I get 4 over 5 times u power 5 over 2, and then all this plus c. That's my answer. Yes,
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Your third line, is it equal to the equation?
Sorry, third line, what's the third line?
Yeah, the one down.
Here,
No.
sorry,
Third line.
third, which one? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one. Yeah, one.
One here,
Yeah,
okay.
that one.
What about it?
Isn't it supposed to be equal to your equation up?
But this?
Yeah.
There it is. It is because square root, here I have the square root of u, right? 4 minus root x is u.
Yeah.
So I have square root of u, here it is.
Okay.
Times dx. Okay, dx is what? Well, dx, I just found that it's all this expression, which is right here. Okay. This here, all this, that's dx. And this here is the square root of 4 minus root x.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, question?
So, sir, to find u, there's no like method exactly. You just have to try.
To find u, yeah, this especially in this case. So a trick is that when you have a square root, okay, the square root has a property that when you derive it, square root still appears.
Mm-hmm.
So chances are you'll be able to re-express your du in terms of u's as well. So
Okay.
that's what happened. So the integral of 3 plus ln x squared times 2 minus ln x over 4x. Okay, so who has this one?
It was me, Nicholas.
Okay, so what are we going to do as u? What do you suggest?
Uh, 3 plus ln x or 4x.
No, not 4x, for sure not.
Okay.
Because you know that the derivative of ln x is 1 over x, that you know.
Okay.
So right away, the 1 over x is already here waiting. So chances are you're going to put u equals ln x. So now, if you want to decide, you want to take u as 3 plus ln x, that's good. Or 2 minus ln x, that's good. Whatever you want.
Okay, 3 plus ln x.
Okay, so let's do 3 plus ln. You can also take ln x if you want, okay? But let's do 3 plus ln x. And so du, the derivative is 1 over x times dx. Okay, and now I'm going to replace. So it's equal to integral of, so this will be u squared, true, right, because that's u, times 2 minus, okay, so now I have to think. So ln x is what? Ln x is u minus 3. You understand what I just did?
Yeah.
And then over 4, and dx over x is just d. And here you go, I have an integral with just u's, no more x's. Okay, let's simplify it. 1/4 integral of So what do I have here? 2 minus 2 plus 3 is 5. So I have 5u2.
Is it over 4 or 4x?
4. Because the x over x is du.
Okay.
Okay. So I have 5u squared and then minus u cubed du. And then it's easy. 1/4 times 5u3 over 3 minus u4 over 4 plus c. And then I replace the u back by 3 plus ln x and I'm done. So I have 5 over 12, 3 plus ln x cubed minus 1 over 16, 3 plus ln x to the 4. Let's see. Okay, so that was number 5. So I have 11 and 12 left, but we're a bit running out of time. Okay, let's do 11. So the integral of 1 plus e to the 3x over e to the 3x plus 3. Plus 3x, sorry. Okay, so what do we use as u? I would use the denominator. So e to the 3x plus 3x, and so du, derivative is 3e to the 3x plus 3 du.
So if we used only 3x, is that okay?
Excuse me?
If we used only 3x, is that okay?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What did you say? U?
If we used only 3x, is that okay?
Oh, only 3x?
Yeah.
You will get, yeah, it would work.
Okay.
Did you have enter at the end?
No.
So you probably made a mistake. It could work if you do you do get in 2 steps.
Okay.
Anyway, you look at what I'm going to do now. And so du is 3 times e to the 3x plus 1. Okay, and so I recognize now the e to the 3x plus 1, here it is. Okay, e to the 3x plus 1 d, that's dx, not the 1, sorry. Okay, so e to the 3x plus 1 dx, I got it now. Okay, equal to du over 3. Okay, so e to the 3x plus 1 dx is equal to du over 3. And now I can replace. Okay, so 1 over u, sorry, times e to the 3x plus 1 dx is du over 3. This is 1/3 ln of absolute value of u to c. Replace the u back like this, and I'm done. Number 3. So they say that big F of x is equal to e to the 2x times a cos x plus b sine x is the antiderivative of, okay, small f of x is e to the 2x sine x. Okay, so they want a and b. Okay, so they're telling you f prime of x is equal to small f of x. Okay, so let's do the derivative. So f prime of x is equal to, so again, I have to do the product rule. So 2e to the 2x times a cos x plus b sine x plus e to the 2x times the derivative of the second part, which is negative a sine x plus b cos x. And this has to be equal to e to the 2x sine x. Okay, so let's multiply everything out here. So the e to the 2x sine x. So I'll have 2, so let's start with cos x. 2a plus b times e to the 2x cos x plus, and then the sine x, I will have 2b minus a times e to the 2x sine x. This is what I have. You understand what I just did? I combined the cos x together and the sine x's together.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Now, since I want it to be equal to e to the 2x sine x, so this has to be 1, and this has to be 0. And then you solve, you have a very simple system of equation you can solve. Okay, I'll do it for you if you want. It's a system of equations. So 2a plus b equals 0, and then 2b minus a is equal to 1. That's my system. So I don't know how you solve this. So let's say I'm going to do 2 times the first, first plus 2 times the second. Okay. So 2a minus 2a will cancel. This plus 2 times that, you will get 5b is equal to this plus 2 times that, which is 2, and so b is 2 over 5. Okay, and if b is 2 over 5, then a will be negative 1 over 5. Is that the answer?